Hello, everyone. My name is Milan Batinich, and I am with the Milan Batinich Group and Milan Motivates. And I am pleased and excited to be able to share with you today's topic of how to be a successful leader of the contact center. So, again, my name is Milan Batinich. I'm CEO of the Milan Batinich Group, as well as Milan Motivates. We are a professional development, leadership development, motivational speaking recruitment firm in the United States, Canada, and in Europe as well. We also sell and service a behavioral assessment and cognitive assessment tool called the Predictive Index. And I want to thank CCAI, for having us come speak with you today. So very excited to be here. So without further ado, I'm sure you can see my presentation on how to be a successful leader of the contact center. So according to Zendesk, they actually had an article that came out of 19 call center management best practices. I want to share and elaborate 17 of those with you here today. And a lot of them revolve around people. So after we go through call center management best practices, I want to talk a little bit about intrinsic and extrinsic motivations and how to appropriately manage the employees within the contact center, so that way you can have success within your employees and within your customer experience. So number 17 is prepare for common contact center problems. You cannot do a good job as a manager or as a director of a contact center if you're not prepared for common problems. Common problems can be high turnover of your employees, low morale within your contact center or call center, low net promoter scores or NPS, low CSAT, customer satisfaction scores. So you just need to prepare. And the other 16 best practices I'm going to share with you really dig into how do we prepare for those common contact center practices or problems within our best practices. Number 16 is to break down data silos. So if you can merge teams and responsibilities around the customer experience, you'll increase your call center's efficiency. So instead of having maybe sales in its own silo, customer experience in another silo, if you're able to merge those so that way everyone's communicating and working together, your call center will end up becoming more efficient. Number 15 is knowing and having a good understanding of your business's offerings. So being able to leverage brand-oriented solutions that make you stand out in your market or with your customers. So what that means is instead of just being generic about your offerings, really being specific and orienting your offerings and your customer service around exactly what your business has to offer and what your business provides and what your brand is, what your brand stands for. So if your brand has a specific motto or slogan, really developing your customer experience around that, around any core values or your mission or vision of your brand will really make you stand out from the crowd in whatever industry that your customer experience or your brand sits in. So number 15 is knowing your business offerings. Number 14 is incorporating agent feedback. The way you do this is by listening to your employees. So agents will tell you different things. They'll provide feedback during surveys. They'll provide feedback during one-on-one times. And when they provide feedback, really incorporate it into improving your contact center, improving your customer experience, improving your employee experience. If employees are telling you that there's too many programs, to maybe there's a ticketing program, maybe there's a CRM, maybe there's a telephony program. It could be a knowledge management software system. If it becomes too comprehensive to be able to really manage, it becomes very difficult. So maybe you can incorporate ways through agent feedback to improve that, to make it more streamlined and to make it easier for your contact center agents. Number 13 is to encourage outside the box thinking. How to make things easier for your customers and for your employees. So really thinking outside of the box. I saw this quote that said that when you think outside the box or when you become creative, it's your intelligence having fun. So I encourage you to let your intelligence have fun and think outside the lines, think outside of the box, be creative with new ideas and new concepts for improving your customer experience, for improving your management style, and for improving your call center. Number 12 is utilize standard operating procedures or SOPs. Be specific to your organization. Whatever your organization needs in terms of what is a standard operating procedure, make sure that it's outlined in detail and follow that, live to that, make sure you manage to that. So that way everyone is on the same page, everyone understands this is what our process and procedures are, this is how I can be successful. And make sure you help your employees do that as you manage them. Make sure they follow and utilize your standard operating procedures as well. Number 11, pretty standard, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Number 11 is to conduct quality assurance checks. So the only way you can really help your agents improve on their quality is by checking their quality. You can't manage what you don't measure. If you're measuring this, then you can more easily manage it. If you're not measuring it, it's going to be very, very difficult to manage the quality assurance within your contact center because you're not measuring it. So make sure you measure quality assurance periodically in order to be able to help your agents improve on the customer experience. Number 10 is to establish etiquette guidelines for agents. Big thing, just have your agents be kind, have your agents be polite. If you can train them to do that, you've been successful in establishing etiquette for agents. You can create specific guidelines, maybe around your brand. Again, going back to your brand. You can be specific on who your brand is and how your brand wants to be represented in the customer experience or inside the customer journey. And with that being said, you can use specific words or verbiage specific to your brand, which is fine. That's great. But establishing those guidelines for agents will go a long way in helping them be able to de-escalate angry customers and be able to provide stellar customer experience. Number 9 is creating self-service resources. And this isn't so much for your agents, but more so for your customers. So what can you provide your customers, or how can you empower your customers through self-service resources to be able to better guide themselves? Nowadays, so many individuals, including myself, I want to be able to just log into, say, my credit card company or my airline that I use frequently or hotel brand, and I want to be able to log in and be able to see how many points I have, upcoming trips. I want to be able to see past trips. I want to be able to see those things without having or needing to call customer service. So if you empower the customer, that will keep them much happier and their experience with your brand will be that much greater. So you want to make sure you focus on that by creating self-service resources for your end user, for your customer. Now, number 8. Number 8 is regularly reviewing call center regulations. Now, I understand that contact centers and call centers are required to follow national and international privacy guidelines and policies. So be sure to protect your agents from accidental violations by making sure your call center is up to speed on any new or pending or changing call center regulations. So that way there aren't any accidental violations. So this one's pretty straightforward. Number 7, work with your recruiting team. Call center industry is one of the industries that has the highest turnover of employees. So be sure you're working with your recruiting team and identifying what is the right fit or what is the right type of employee for your call center. And that revolves around 4 aspects that we'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. But it's job fit. Is it a good fit for that individual? Manager fit. Are you going to be a good fit as that person's manager? Culture or organization. So is it going to be a good cultural fit? And team. Anytime you add somebody to a team, to an existing team, or remove someone from an existing team, anytime you add or remove, make any changes whatsoever, it becomes a new team dynamic. So you need to identify, will the teams continue to be or remain cohesive with one another if you add a certain person or were to change a person's role within your team, within your call center. So work with your recruitment team on that. Number 6 is prevent agent burnout. Biggest way or easiest way you can do this is through workforce management. So proper scheduling. So that way agents aren't working too much or working when they're not able to. You can avoid or prevent agent burnout by proper scheduling. Number 5, centralize your call center data. We touched on this earlier. You can do this by centralizing your dashboard. So instead of having 8 or 9 different programs, is there a way that you can funnel all of the data that you need from those 8 or 9 different programs into one program? And if you're able to do that successfully, then you're able to centralize all of your data. Number 4 is very simple, very straightforward. Listen to your customers. According to Zendesk CX Trends Research for 2023, 73% of customers will switch to a competitor after multiple bad experiences. So if your customers are telling you that they're having a bad experience, then be sure that don't let that happen over and over again, that you are finding a fix or a remedy for whatever the issue might be. If you see a recurring issue coming in from your customers, find ways to change that, because if, three-quarters of customers after having multiple bad experiences will change to a competitor, to a different brand. So you want to keep that customer base working with your brand or buying from your brand. So listen to your customers' feedback and implement change as needed. Number 3 is to integrate call center technology as needed. Easy one for that is, again, centralizing data, finding maybe one dashboard versus 7, 8, 9, 10 dashboards. Identifying if there's an AI tool out there that would be a good fit for your contact center. Number 2 is provide a comprehensive training program. 60% of customers will change from one brand or change to one brand over another based on their expectation of service that they're going to receive. So 60% will choose based on their expected experience. So if they expect a good experience from one versus another, they'll go with the one. And number 1 of call center management best practices is focusing on employee engagement. A lot of these revolved around your employees, and this one is a big one. So in our last few minutes, I want to go through the platinum rule versus the golden rule in how you manage your employees. And when we talk about focusing on employee engagement, the golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated. The platinum rule takes it a step further and says treat others the way they want and need to be treated versus how you want to be treated. And the way you can learn how somebody else wants to be treated is by asking them, communicate with them. It's that simple. I know it sounds like it should be a lot harder, but it's very, very simple. Just ask them, how do you want to be managed? How do you want to be treated? How do you want to be coached? And take that feedback and then coach them that way. Now, a lot of managers will focus on external rewards or extrinsic motivation. So what that is, well, if you do a good job, or if you hit your KPIs, you hit your metrics, you hit your numbers, they'll give you a gift card to your favorite store or a Visa gift card or whatever it might be. And we really want to avoid that because studies have shown that over the long term, that does not work well. That is not a successful way to motivate your employees. It may work in the short term, but not in the long term in keeping your employees motivated. The way to keep your employees motivated is by intrinsic motivation. So motivating them based on their internal needs and desires versus external. So let's talk about some workplace intrinsic motivations. Number 1, curiosity. Now, every person on this planet will have varying or different intrinsic motivations, things that motivate them internally to do a good job at work. Everyone's different. Again, the way you can find out what motivates each of your employees is by communication, is by asking them how you can help them, how you can do that for them. So curiosity is the first one. So asking them what they want to learn or how they want to learn, how they want to take it a step further within your organization, within their job. Second is to be challenged. To challenge, a lot of people want to be challenged in order to do a good job in the work that they do. Third one is being in control or having autonomy, being able to prioritize their daily tasks. Now it's different on the phones. They won't be able to identify and control maybe how the calls come in, of course, in a call center, but they will be able to control maybe their priorities that they work on during the day and have autonomy and being able to choose that and decide that and do that. Next one is recognition. Some people do like to be recognized. I will say individuals that are extroverted or socially driven prefer public recognition. Those that are more introverted prefer private one-on-one written recognition versus external or a broad recognition where everyone is notified of the good job that they've done. Couple more. Next one is cooperation. So being able to cooperate with other people on the team will drive their motivation internally. And belonging, knowing that they belong to the group, that they belong to the team or with the team, and that they work well with the team. So having an understanding that they belong with the organization. Next is health. People have a strong intrinsic motivation to be healthy. So if companies can offer some sort of health or wellness program, I know some companies offer gym membership reimbursements or other types of motivations around people's health. And the second to last one is meaning. A lot of people want to have meaning in the work that they do. I have a purpose in the work that they do, that whatever they're providing for the customers is changing that customer's life. Even if it's as simple as if it's customer service, say for a restaurant, understanding that they have a place, they're providing meaning in the work that they're doing for that specific customer that's calling them or tech or, social media support, or coming in through email or chat or whatever channel it might be. And the last one is JEPP, J-E-P-P-P, something I came up with through my business, but it's really being able to discover, define, and develop your joy at work, energy, passion, peace, and purpose. When somebody's in a job that's a good fit for who they naturally are, it will give them joy. They'll be energized by the work they do every day. They'll be very passionate about the work they do. They'll feel peace or calm in the work that they do, and they'll feel like they're fulfilling an internal drive or purpose within themselves. And the way people can discover or decide what gives them those 5 factors is through being authentic and asking themselves authentically, is this something that gives me joy, energy, passion, peace, and purpose, something that really drives me internally? Now, last thing I want to go through is drivers for employee engagement. There's 4 different drivers. I touched on them earlier. They are job fit. So is your job in your contact center the right job for each individual person? There may be some people that it's not a good fit for, and that's fine. It'd be better not to hire them or not to have them on your team versus having them on your team and then finding out down the road that it wasn't a good fit. They're not doing well. And because of that, they will become disengaged and eventually leave the organization. So making sure it's a good fit and there's alignment within the job. Second is the manager. So are you a good fit for that person? Now, everybody I've heard has a management style, which is fine, but can you adapt or change your management style to fit your employees and manage them again based on the platinum role, managing your employees based on how they want to be managed? Third is the team. Again, anytime you make a change to a team, it changes the entire team dynamic. Is adding that person a good thing for your team? Is that a good decision for the team? Will the team remain a good, solid, working, productive, effective team? And then the last is the culture and the organization, the culture of the organization. So overall, is it a good fit culturally? Does your organization's core values, mission, and vision align with the values and the morals and the culture of the individual? So making sure there's alignment there as well. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in to this session. If you want to keep in touch, you can find me on my website, my LinkedIn. You can also shoot me an email. Happy to answer any questions that you may have, whether here or also afterwards or offline. Feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions and be able to help you with helping you become a better call center leader or call center manager. So thank you again for attending, and I look forward to any questions or comments you may have.